2, 3, 4, 5 lights here on in Saudi, and the finale's underway. And it's a good start by the Alpine. It's a terrible start by the Aston Martin. He's going to get swallowed up by the Ferrari around the outside of him. As they head into start 1, there's chaos at the back, couple cars going deep. The Chrome McLaren looking to capitalise on the Ferraris, as it's a great start by Leon, who gets ahead of the Chrome McLaren. As meanwhile at the back, there's nearly 3 wide at the background. It's the Mercedes of, Gino. Looks like he's lost a bit of front wing. He's lost his side end plate on both sides of his wing, which is not great for him. Meanwhile, look at the gap that Formula Smokes he has. He's really benefited from that poor start for Danger David, who is in danger at the start by the 2 red cars. As Leon jumping Arton at the start, that will be very important for later on as Artron. As meanwhile, an understeering Mercedes around Saudi Arabia is not what you need, Gino. And he's showing that by losing a lot of positions as the Williams goes by, the McLaren goes by, the Mercedes goes off the track, and now he's going to get swallowed up by Lindblad, who's side by side. There he is in the white bull, as there's Fogar as well going past. As now, what happened to the Red Bull of Alex as well? Has he lost his front wing, it looks like? Not too sure. We'll see as he comes into picture. He's not lost his front wing, but it looks like he spun. As meanwhile, Scott M overtakes Danger David. He drops down 1 place compared to the place that he started on. As they head on to lap 2, the Ferraris making an absolute attack at the start. Meanwhile, the Alpine of Formula Smokes, he has smoked the start at this very point in time. As there's a couple cars breaking the toe in the background. We'll have a look at what that battle is all about. That's the Williams of QBV, who's battling with no Sebos. Meanwhile, Alex overtaking the pit-stricken Gino, who had a bit of a poor start, losing his front wing. No Sebo going past on the outside, going past QBV, who looks like he struggled out of turn 2. Didn't have a good run at all there. The Red Bull of Rad has made a beautiful start, going up many places from 11th. Meanwhile, the Ferrari sandwiching the Aston Martin. Lindblad and I think QBV just went round. I think he did, as Fogan gives the place back. Looks like there was a bit of a tango between the Aston Martin and the Williams. Meanwhile, the better placed Aston Martin looks like he's in danger. Danger David, living up to his name by being in danger in the number 3 Aston Martin. Meanwhile, the McLaren, the Chrome car, looking to get past the IBM red Ferrari. Fogar gets back past QBV. We'll cut to that battle. Caught the end of it, as going wide there. Some of these drivers might incur penalties soon. Just meanwhile, side by side, both Ferraris are in battles at the moment. One of them's attacking, one of them's defending. Round the outside, it's nearly a good move by... It is a good move by Alton, should I say. As Leon was ahead, now he's behind, and he's lost a lot of time compared to Alton. Not too sure what's happened there. He's lagging back. I think he's lagged. As meanwhile, Danger David looking to get back past the Ferrari. He's now on the outside. He's through. What a move! Nice cutback there by Danger David, who thwarted the danger of the Ferrari behind him. Well, he was ahead. Now he's behind. The red Ferrari in a code red scenario. As meanwhile, the Chrome car getting back past Leon. Very important for this race. Leon looks like he has lag issues. And while reliability issues in terms of mechanical failures aren't present in sim racing, having a disconnection is the closest equivalent to that. As obviously the car turns into a ghost and goes at half the speed of everyone else, pace-wise. But meanwhile, we have Petrocam in the lower place of the Alpines, who's coming out of the sweepers here. But it looks like we'll have a battle between the Ferrari first. The highest placed Ferrari versus the highest placed Aston Martin, the number 8 versus the number 3, who's gone wide out of that corner, and he's going to leave himself vulnerable as they head round turn 25 and turn 26. The 2 kinks up the hill. Round the outside goes the Ferrari. It's a great move by Scott. Danger David stays ahead though, heading through turn 27, but he's left himself vulnerable in the exit. While we say that, Rad has been overtaken by Petrocam, and the Ferrari of Scott does get back past David, as NDD goes back down to P3 here on lap 4. Lindblad gains a place on No Sebo, and is able to get ahead to start his lap 4 in P8. Petra also got back past Rad. Very important. As meanwhile, look at Smokesy. He's on fire today. As I think there's been an incident between the McLaren and Lindblad. And Lindblad's got a oh my lord. He's got crashed into by QBV. He was rejoining the track and he's got a 10-second penalty for rejoining unsafely. That is chaos. And as normal in Saudi Arabia, there is absolute anarchy on the track, and the first victim is QBV. There's not a lot he could have done there. That's merely just racing, I must say. As you know, it's a very tight track, and it's also very blind. You can't really see many of the corners on the other side. So when there's a car around, you don't see it till you've hit it, essentially. And that's a very unfortunate scenario for Lindblad. I don't know if they take penalties off in this league, but I feel that 10-second penalty is a little bit harsh. But meanwhile, we have No Sebo, who lost the place to Fogan after that incident. It looks like, from what I just seen, looks like Fogan and No Sebo. No, it looks like Lindblad and No Sebo both collided at turn 3. Both trying to fit through there side by side, and it didn't work. And that led to Lindblad having to rejoin the track and then getting rear-ended by QBVII. Meanwhile, the top 4 all in the pits. The top 5 all in the pits. Leon nearly hits the back of Alton. Everyone diving into the pits here. But I mean, if you're on the hards to start with, track position may be nice, but it depends on the tyre wear. Because I experienced as there is Lindblad who's pitting from the hards. He'll have to go to the mediums, but conserving your tyres, especially in this game, is very difficult. I experienced that in Monza yesterday, in a very small league called Formula Asphalt, which is nothing compared to this. And yeah, just ended up like 3-4 laps going through. To be fair, I am learning ABS, so my tyre wear is probably going to be a bit worse than normal. Meanwhile, Gino does get ahead of Sebo. Just gets to the pit exit. It's the race to the pit exit. If you can get to the safety car line, that is just in front of the pit exit, on turn 2, then you are ahead. Meanwhile, the 2 Red Bulls 8th and 9th, as the 2 Aston Martins 3rd and 4th after that whole scenario, as importantly, Fogan stays out. The Aston Martin of Fogan staying out in front of the Ferrari, who's been sandwiched by the Aston Martins, should I say. But the only person with a penalty in this race so far is Rad. Lindblad served his penalty in that safety car, which, if you're in real life, you couldn't be able to do that, but luckily in sim racing you can do that, and it was a pretty hard penalty, I must say. So there wasn't a lot else he could have done to avoid that. Meanwhile, the man with the number 11 behind Petra. We're here on lap 5. We'll get the message to say if the safety car comes in. And meanwhile, we get to enjoy these beautiful scenes of these cars going around the track. This is a beautiful sight to see. Nice field view cam. Into the pits goes Fogan. I see what he did there. The number 13 pitting after his teammate, as obviously he's avoiding the double stack, so he loses less on track position. A pretty smart strategy, I must say, by Fogan. He's picked another set of hard tyres. No, he picked from mediums to hards. As we are, the Mercedes in the pits behind him. Interesting. That's Gino, who had no front wing at the end of the first lap. He had a bit of an incident, I think at turn 1, as I saw the V car but Lindblad go very deep, and I saw maybe another car, I don't know if it was Petra, who went deep as well. There was a couple who went deep at turn 1. I don't know if there was a hit on the Mercedes, but he had those, do you see those sidewall end plates that you can see on the Alpine, the pink vertical pieces on the end of the front wing of the Alpine? Let's get another static shot. But yeah, those two sidewall pieces of the front wing were both missing on that silver Mercedes. The silver and blue Mercedes. I know there's another silver car. It's the car there. Silver and orange, but that's the chrome McLaren car. That's not the Mercedes car. The Mercedes car looks like... Hang on, where is it? It looks like that. Yeah, he was missing both of his sidewall pieces of his front wing, which is just in front of the front tyres. He was missing both of them on the first lap. And yeah, he really, ever since then, he's just kind of struggled really, but the safety car may have helped him, I must say, as Fogart pitted, so Scott M is back up into P2. Meanwhile, the Mercedes and the Aston Martin have caught up to the safety car. I reckon the safety car could be in this lap, if all goes to plan. Yep, safety car in this lap. I've just seen on that board, the SC of safety car on that board went to green, and that means safety car lights go off, the safety car goes in. So, here we go then. Head round the last corner. It looks like Formula Smokesy's gone very early. He has. Formula Smokesy goes very early. Oh, he nearly crashes with Scott M. That may have to be looked at, I must say. But nearly contact between Scott M and Formula Smokesy. We're back underway here in Lightning Racing League. And it's a Lightning getaway from Smokesy, as Scott M caught out by the strange behaviour on the restart. I don't know if that's classed as erratic here. As meanwhile, around the outside goes Leon on Alton. He goes off the track, but he will keep the position on the Chrome McLaren. There's been contact here with a massive train of cars with the Red Bull, the Toro Rosso, the Mercedes and the Aston Martin here. They've all gone very slowly out of turn 3. Looks like there may have been a little bit of contact. Wow, they are side by side, 3 wide with Alex Carew and Gino and Lindblad. As inside goes the Aston Martin. What's happened to Alex Carew? Very slow at the moment. It's been on the Mercedes looking to pounce. He's got ahead of the Aston Martin on the restart. He's looking to gain a 3rd place in this first restart lap. Lap 7 of this Grand Prix. The Mercedes making a move here in Saudi Arabia. Rather fittingly, a lightning restart for the Mercedes, who's looking to get ahead of Lindblad. Meanwhile, we have a look up the grid. The Alpine's still ahead of the Ferrari, who's